Hi, fourth grade. It's Mrs. Price, and I'm back with your Friday worksheet. Gosh, can you believe it's almost Friday? These days are just flying by. The weeks are flying by. Ah, I miss you guys. Fourth grade is going to be over before we know it. Okay, so I'm back with your Friday worksheet in your packet. And today we're actually going to be comparing similes and metaphors. So you should really have a good understanding of what each one is, right? And I'm going to kind of zoom in on your similes and your metaphors right here. I think we know they're both types of figurative language, right? Just plays on language, having fun with our language, expressing it in a different way, giving us a really amazing visual in our brain. Similes, we know we see like or as, and then metaphors, also a comparison just without like or as, and it's a direct comparison of two things, right? That real term and that imaginary term. So over here, so we just answered the question, what is the difference between a simile and a metaphor? And it's telling you, it's very easy to differentiate, right? Because a simile has those connectors. That's exactly what I just said. When you eliminate the connectors, it becomes a metaphor. Okay? All right. And I love the examples that they gave you. I'm going to zoom in on these. The simile, her teeth are like pearls. Okay, there's that connector that makes it a simile. Your real term is teeth. Your imaginary term is pearls. Now, pearls are real, but in this case, teeth cannot be pearls, right? Teeth are teeth. So it's giving you that comparison to give you a great visual in your mind. Well, think about pearls. Pearls are shiny and white and beautiful. So apparently her teeth are shiny and white and beautiful. That's how I would interpret that. Okay, so let's take the connector out now and read it as a metaphor. Her teeth are pearls. See, it's a direct connection, right? A direct comparison of teeth and pearls. Or you could say in this metaphor, the pearls of her mouth. Now, what they did is they took the real term out, teeth, and you only have this imaginary term. But pearls are still being compared to her teeth, right? You know that because you have this over here. You know it's her mouth that we're comparing it to. And, well, what's in her mouth that would be like pearls? Her teeth. Okay? All right, I'm going to go to the next page. And the next page, the directions say, read the following similes and metaphors. Underline the real term in yellow, underline the imaginary term in green. That's exactly what you've done on these previous worksheets this week. And then circle or underline with another color the connector that is being used. Now, I've just been using a pencil, and it doesn't matter what colors you use. If you don't have yellow or green or another color, you can just use a pen, a pencil, just whatever you have handy. Okay, so I'm going to read. Now, it might be a little tricky because this is in yellow, so you may not be able to see your real term. So I think I may just circle, or I may just underline the real term and then underline the imaginary term, and then I might circle the connector since I have a pencil. Okay, let's just read this first one. Her beautiful blonde hair is like golden laces. Okay, first of all, I'm going to read that again, and I want you to listen very carefully. I just heard something that gave it away. Her beautiful blonde hair is like golden laces. Okay, I heard the word like, and we know automatically, and I'm going to circle it. If I hear that connector like, I automatically know it is a simile, right? Gosh, my pencil just does not want to cooperate. Okay, it gave it away. But now I'm going to go back and I'm going to underline my real term. My real term is beautiful blonde hair. We're comparing her beautiful blonde hair to what? To the imaginary term, which is golden laces. So that is your simile. Okay, let's do the next one. Her beautiful hair is like golden laces. I'm going to let you do that one on your own. Her beautiful golden laces. Okay. The gold from her head. I'm going to let you do that one. Actually, I'm going to do that one with you. The gold from her head. Okay, I do not hear a connector. So I automatically know, because I do not hear like or as, that this is a metaphor. Right? There's a direct comparison of gold and then her head, right? So that's how I know it's a metaphor. But without that connector, it cannot be a simile. It has to be a metaphor. So the imaginary term, I'm thinking the real term is going to be her head. And then the imaginary term is gold. So we're comparing her head to, and of course, you know it's the hair on her head, right? That's being compared to gold. Okay, and I'm going to let you do these two on your own. Okay, the second activity is you're going to read the following similes and metaphors. Again, underline the real term in yellow, underline the imaginary term in green, and circle or underline with another color the connector that is being used, if there is one. Okay, but then there's one more step. After that, transform the similes into metaphors. Then underline the imaginary in green and finally interpret the meanings. There's a few more steps to this. So we're going to do number one together. Okay, let's go ahead and read the simile. Her black eyes are like charcoal. Ooh, I like that. Her black eyes are like charcoal. Okay, now remember, we're supposed to underline the real term in yellow. Okay, so the real term in this is black eyes. The imaginary term is charcoal. Now again, we know that charcoal is real, right? But in this case, when they say imaginary, we know that black eyes cannot really be charcoal, right? They're just being compared to charcoal because charcoal is really black. Now, did I have a connector? If it's a simile, I have to have a connector, right? So I'm going to underline, yes, we sure did. It's the word like. Okay. All right. Then we're going to transform the simile into a metaphor. Now, if I transform this into a metaphor, what am I going to do? I'm going to take out this connector. So it's going to say, her black eyes, or you could even say her eyes are charcoal. Sorry guys, it is really hard to write and hold the camera with my other hand. So I apologize for my messy handwriting sometimes. Okay, her black eyes are charcoal. Now it's a metaphor. It's still a comparison of her eyes to charcoal. We just took the connector out. Okay, and then the last part. Oh, no, I forgot a part. Then underline the imaginary term in green. Okay, so the imaginary term is still charcoal, right? Because we know that eyes cannot be charcoal. So that's what makes it imaginary. But what does that mean, her black eyes are charcoal? Or you could even have said her eyes are charcoal. Well, I interpret that as her eyes are very black. If you think about charcoal, now if you don't know what charcoal is, I would look it up on Google. Charcoal is what we use to put in like a grill, or it helps fire burn. So it's very, very black. You can get it on your hands. It's kind of messy. But if you don't know what it is, I would encourage you to look that up. But yeah, apparently her eyes are very, very black. Okay, so that's how you would work through number 1. Number 2, I'm just going to read it to you. Juan's arm is strong as iron. And then number 3 is Maria's eyes are like 2 emerald pebbles. Number 4, her teeth are like pearls. Number 5, her lips are red like rubies. Number 6, her hands are as soft as velvet. Okay, so just remember, take it step by step. First, underline that connector in the simile, highlight the real term in yellow and the imaginary term in green, right? Do that first. Then take that connector out, turn it into a metaphor, and then tell me what it means. What does it mean to you? Remember, you might interpret this in a different way, and that's fine, because figurative language is up for interpretation. Okay, have fun with it. If you have questions or you need help, just let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. All right, bye.